All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. We're talking about the Los Angeles Chargers in tonight's video because I just saw them get linked to Devante Adams, and this is really exciting. And I just want to talk about the Chargers real quick because they just finished 11-6, and now that the dust has kind of settled from that playoff loss to the Houston Texans, where you went into that game. First off, it's amazing that the Chargers were in that position. They just went 11-6. If we had told you this 1 year ago, or at the start of last season, if I told the Chargers fan you're going 11-6 and making the playoffs, everyone is taking that every day of the week. Most people kind of thought, all right, if Harbaugh can turn this around, they'll go 9-8. If you're feeling extra ballsy, maybe they go 10-7, right? They went 11-6, and now they have about $65 million in projected cap space for this upcoming offseason. And when we look at the offense, there's really only one fatal flaw. And it's what we talked about all last year. Outside of Ladd McConkey, who was a rookie, Justin Herbert didn't have too much reliable playmaking to throw it to. And we saw it in the regular season, and we saw it a lot in the playoffs. And it's just an easy, clear fix. Maybe not easy. Everything's easy in theory. But their biggest positions of need are wide receiver and tight end. That's it as far as the offense goes. Justin Herbert got ragged on so much, and I get it, man. You want to perform in the playoffs. You have to perform in the playoffs at the end of the day. But Justin Herbert, only 26 years old, I'm not holding it against him. This is such a good quarterback. 23 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions. He threw for almost 4,000 total yards this past season under Jim Harbaugh's first season. And if Devante Adams or some of these other guys we're going to talk about in today's video land in Los Angeles, I think it's BLT wrap. That AFC West is looking loaded and loaded and loaded. So just to zoom out real quick, under former Chargers head coach Brandon Staley, sorry to even bring up his name, the Chargers went a very underwhelming, mediocre 24-24, right? They went 9-8 in the first season, 10-7 in the second season, and then a brutal 5-12 year. So they pull the plug and they go with Harbaugh. And he leads the team to their best record since 2018. And we see, Herbert, Ladd McConkey, the rookie, J.K. Dobbins, resurgent season, coming off a torn Achilles. He ran for a career-high 905 yards and a touchdown. I don't know if they're going to bring back J.K. I don't know if they're going to go a little bit younger, maybe a little bit more reliable as far as JK's injury history. We'll talk about that towards the end of the video here, but just to give you the gist, and I don't need to explain to Chargers fans, Ladd McConkey just had this for his rookie season: 82 catches, 1,149 yards, and 7 touchdowns. That's a 14-yard per catch average. Quentin Johnston, it's just inconsistent. And I'm not using this video. I don't want you to take away this video saying I'm trying to rag on Quentin Johnston, Josh Palmer, some of these other guys deeper down in the depth chart. My point is they just need more pop. They need a little bit more sizzle. And so I saw a Devante Adams rumor that the Jets wide receiver is open to joining the Rams and the Chargers if cut, and also the 49ers were linked. And here's just a hypothetical trade just to get you going, all right? A 2025 third-round pick, number 86 overall, for Devante Adams. So last week, or a couple of days ago actually, Jeremy Fowler of ESPN reported that Devante Adams is intrigued by returning to play on the West Coast. He would be open to teams like the San Francisco 49ers, the Los Angeles Rams, and the Los Angeles Chargers as possible suitors. And he had this quote: "The Jets must address the future of receiver Devante Adams, whose $38.3 million cap hit is untenable. A source told me Adams is intrigued by a return to the West Coast," pretty much what we just said. So whether it's Devante Adams, whether it's Deebo Samuel, I don't really think Deebo Samuel is the answer over in Los Angeles. Not even necessarily saying Devante Adams gets picked up, right? They trade for Devante Adams. I'm not saying that's one, it's done, right? They're going to continue to make moves. They're going to continue to round out this depth chart. But the point is, man, they've got some really good tackles. They've got a phenomenal left tackle. They have a phenomenal right tackle, Joe Alt, coming off a great rookie season. Their tackles are set. And so as far as the offense goes, yeah, I understand it. They need more than a wide receiver, a tight end, running back depth. They need to fix and figure out the interior offensive line, right? But I'm just saying, if this team gets a little bit more pop, the writing's on the wall for the future. I mean, I think this team would be very good. Just to kind of give into the speculation rumors here, because it's February 11th. I'm not quite sure what we're supposed to talk about for the next month other than free agency. We just talked about Deebo Samuel, so I did just want to throw this in here because I kind of want to gauge from my Los Angeles Chargers fans watching this video what your opinion is on the wide receiver room specifically. We'll talk about a tight end, running back in just a second here, but I saw this, and this was, I'll keep it a buck with you. This kind of was a weird article, but here was the title. The San Francisco 49ers are officially putting wide receiver Deebo Samuel on the trade block once again. So many reports state that the San Francisco 49ers are looking for a trade partner or to part ways with star wide receiver Deebo Samuel. His production just hasn't really been good. He hasn't really been happy since the start of last season. Obviously, San Francisco ultimately ended up not making the playoffs. They're kind of in this weird limbo stage where they're going to be looking to get rid of some of these guys with a big cap hit or just aging. Not even necessarily saying Deebo Samuel, but he's not getting any younger. The point is, they got to retweak some stuff because they've got a lot of good, talented players in the prime of their athletic careers and also in the prime of their contract career. So they're paying a boatload of money to all these different guys that if they want to sustain this, like they didn't do last season, they're going to have to make some tweaks to their roster. So I don't necessarily think Deebo Samuel to Los Angeles is going to happen. I don't even really think Los Angeles should look into Deebo Samuel. I think that's a little bit too risky. We know the Chargers moved off of Keenan Allen last year, and I know he had some moments for the Chicago Bears, but that ended up in hindsight a really good, smart move because of the Chargers cap situation to unload Keenan Allen. So kind of similar, like obviously Deebo Samuel and Keenan Allen are two completely different archetypes at the wide receiver position, but just the point is you're going to see some big time moves. I saw a stupid article about Travis Kelce possibly leaving the Chargers. I don't think that's going to happen in any way, shape, or form. But just to keep on the subject here, the starting tight end for the Los Angeles Chargers last year was Will Dissly. 50 catches on 64 targets, 481 yards, and 2 touchdowns. No knock on Will Dissly. He's only 28 years old. He's been in the NFL for 7 seasons. I would love him to be a depth guy on this team. But I do, even just to use an example, like Brock Bowers over on Las Vegas, divisional rival, getting a tight end, not necessarily one of the best top 5 tight ends in the NFL, but she's getting an above average tight end, whether it's the draft, free agency, the trade market. That is a big positional upgrade that I think Los Angeles is going to look into. So let me know 3 things. Do you want Devante Adams to join the Los Angeles Chargers? Do you want Deebo Samuel to join the Los Angeles Chargers? And then follow up if you're feeling it. It's late night here. We got a lot of football speculation, hypotheticals to talk about in the next month. Let me know any wide receivers, any running backs, any tight ends that you want this Chargers team to look into in the offseason. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button, hit that sub button for daily NFL content, and we will see you in a couple of days. Peace.